Hello everyone, and today I am bringing you the Tea Leaf Fortune Cards by Rae Hepburn. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you about this deck is it's broken down into three sections. The Astral House, the Months of the Year, and then the tea leaf cards themselves. This thing is huge. You are looking at a 200 card deck. So what I'm going to try to do is flip through them in no random order to give you guys an idea of what you're looking at. So here we go. We have the Astral House section, which consists of marriage, happiness, wealth, success, love, and career. Then we switch over to the months of the year. Now these can be used as basis, as a base layout. That goes like January, February, March, April, May, etc., 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 so that you can use those cards as the basis for your reading. So we have those, and then we are going to switch over to the tea leaf cards themselves. Now these are based on the imagery found and used within tea leaf reading, and because this deck is so big, I'm just going to flip them small groups at a time. Now as you see, okay, we have that, and then we have the keywords and key phrases which explain what the imagery means, which makes it kind of easy. Now, what I generally do when I'm using this deck, or if I use this deck, I actually take out all of the cards that correspond to what a traditional Lenormand deck would correspond to, and then I add other cards so it works as an expanded Lenormand. I've never used this deck in its full 200 card capacity, simply because it is, for me, definitely overkill. The cards themselves are beautiful. They are, to me, they're a little bit small, which makes it difficult to shuffle a deck of this size. I personally would have made them an inch, half inch to an inch bigger. Another thing about this deck is if you are a reader who uses and reads in the reverse and other positive position, then you are going to have a hard time with this deck, because when these cards are shuffled, the cards lay any and all different ways. And I think that's why the authors actually included so many cards, because you are going to have difficulty if you are a reverse reader. And I apologize if this video runs a little bit longer, but we are dealing with a big deck. So just bear with me. I'm going to try and flip through these as quickly as possible. Given the number of cards in this deck, I was actually really pleased, because the card stock in this deck is actually pretty decent. So I was happy about that. Is this a deck I would use regularly? No. No, just because for me it is just complete. There's just too many. And for me, they tend to be a little bit repetitive. But again, we're dealing with all of the images that can be found within the tea leaf reading system. So in its own way, it can help you if that's something that you are wanting to learn. Study the cards and combine them with actual tea leaf reading, And I think it could be a really great tool in helping you learn that divinatory practice. Something else about this deck, just because you're dealing with a deck that is an unfamiliar system and maybe different than what you're normally used to working with, don't let that discourage you from trying it out and working with your intuition and your spirit guides, because it can be, at least for me, this deck could actually be a really good tool. So don't let the size of it overwhelm you or discourage you. Pretty little rat. Alright, and let's keep going. Ah, slippery. Alright, as you can tell, even when we're dealing with the people cards, they have pretty much hit every single type of person that exists. Oops. Yeah. Lots and lots of turning in this deck. Alright, since we're coming to the end of the deck, impressions, I like the deck. Artwork's really pretty. Again, to me it's overkill, but also a great teaching tool if you're really interested in learning tea leaf reading. All in all, it's not a deck that I use that often, but it is very, very unique in how it's set up, and probably one of the only decks that I've found that is set up this way. So if you're a collector, yeah, it's definitely something to invest in. I think you can get it on Amazon. It's published by US Games, and the author, again, is Rae Hepburn. So I hope y'all have a great night, or evening, afternoon, morning, whatever it may be. And like, or subscribe, and I will talk to y'all next time. Bye.